Hi, Sean Still, and in this video we're going to talk about some of the miscellaneous items and functionality that are within our issues. Um, so we're going to navigate to our test project, and once we get to our test project, we're going to go through the process of opening up our story. We're going to open it up fully. And here we are. So almost all of these items we have talked about in previous videos, um, but it's some of the items over here that I want to discuss on the right-hand side. Working our way down, votes. One of the things that you can enable in JIRA, I don't have it enabled for this particular project, but one of the things that you can do is you can set up a voting system for your story. For example, if a story, whether or not the story meets its acceptance criteria, maybe that is something that the judge, that the entire team needs to weigh in on or judge. This will allow the team to vote yes or no to pass the story by going in there and casting their votes. If they do go in and cast their votes, the results of those votes will show right there. Um, I've never really found it to be very useful, but if you certainly have a need for it and can use it, highly encourage you to. I would love to hear your feedback if you are using it. Um, but that is available to you. Watchers we've discussed. It also gives us a couple kind of key pieces of information created and updated when it was last updated. So if a story, if we want to know how old a story is, we can look right there. We can see. This one is also very interesting in that it shows us what active sprint it's in. And there are scenarios where you can be looking at a story, you think it's in an active sprint, but it's actually not. This one right here will tell you, this right here will tell you exactly what sprint it is in. Get comments and HIP chat discussions. HIP chat is a Jira add-on, and it is an instant messenger. If you if you want to connect that to your Jira instance, you certainly can. Um, I don't have an opinion one way or the other on it. Up here, these three buttons, share this issue by emailing other issues. So if we go ahead and we click on that, we can type in an email address and a note if need be, and send an email to a person um, about the story. All right, and it sends them the issue link so that they can click on the link and it takes them directly to the issue. The next one is we can export this issue. All right, so when we click on the button, it gives us a couple options. One is we can export it into a Word format. We can export it into XML so that we can put it into an Excel spreadsheet, or we can go ahead and we can print the issue out. If you're using a physical board, a physical information radiator, this can be a very helpful function. Um, and the stories on your board, you can go in here and you can print them out of JIRA and then put them onto your physical board. Very useful if you're using a physical board. Now our three dots. When we click on our three dots, we actually have a lot of options here. One is log work. Again, if that is enabled, you can go ahead and do that. Again, I never really ever recommend logging work for a variety of reasons. We can go straight to our Agile board. We can take this story within our sprint and we can rank it to the top or to the bottom. That would basically be moving it in its priority order. We can attach files, voters, stop watching the issue, watchers. Now, in a previous video, we actually talked about setting yourself as a watcher and what that would do. But when we go here and we go this direction and we select watchers, what it allows us to do is it allows us to start typing in numerous emails of people and set them as watchers. So if somebody comes up to me, if I am a Scrum Master, somebody comes up to me and says, Sean, can you please make me a watcher on this particular issue? This is where I would go and do it. And once I've done it, then I can go back to the issue. So going back to the dots, oops, to the old view. So that's watchers. We can create a subtask. A subtask would be a child of this story. Subtasks can be very useful, but you really need to kind of be careful as to when and how you use them. And that's something that you would really want to lean on your Scrum Master to understand how you should be using them. We can convert it to a subtask here. We can move the issue from one project to another or from one issue type to another. We can create a link to another issue or an item. We can clone the issue. Clone the issue basically makes a copy of it. And then we can go ahead and we can only have to edit. If we only have to edit a few minor things, it can kind of speed things up. Cloning does have a little bit of a dark side to it, depending upon how you clone. So if you are cloning stories, um, make sure that you know what you're doing. Get somebody who's experienced to help you out and to tell you what to stay away from. If we want to go ahead and add labels, we can do that. In this case, since I am a JIRA administrator and I have full permissions, I have the ability to delete this story if I want to. I never recommend ever deleting issues, because when you delete an issue, it is unrecoverable. It is gone. There is nothing that you can do to recover it. So I don't recommend ever deleting issues, just simply because if you have to go back and rebuild a sequence of events for some reason, you always want to have all the information available to you. So that's some of the edge functions that JIRA has in the issue. So thank you very much, and look forward to talking to you in the next video.